Kia ora and welcome. We're your hosts. I'm Destiny.
And I'm Kat, and you're listening to the Comfort Zone with a K podcast.
The show where we try to increase our zone by talking about everything and anything.
This show is for people who just want to kill some time or just like to listening to random conversation.
Or you don't mind a lot of laughing.
Maybe you can relate, maybe not. I don't know. Welcome and welcome back to our podcast. Guess what? This is also our first video recording. Yay! Getting nervous because it's video. You can't do anything anymore because everyone can see it.
Shit, should we just not do it?
Yeah, I think we should just not do this.
Last week we talked about gaming because I wanted to keep playing games and I just couldn't do it. So what ended up happening is we started playing Ni no Kuni, but then I think Kat left me behind because now she's a higher level than me.
just a little, like 3 levels. You know, I stopped because I'm gonna wait for you. I got too excited, okay, and so and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, she's level 31, yay! And then I'll just have to wait. I'll wait. I know, I'll wait. But I'm actually glad that we're playing this together now.
Yes.
So if you want to know what we were talking about, go and listen to our previous podcast.
We still haven't decided what we're doing for Twitch yet.
No, we haven't. We haven't really. We haven't. We'll just randomly do a game.
Yes. Okay.
Because there's a few people who suggested things, and we just kind of like, oh, maybe we should try what they suggested, and we'll just play it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We'll do one game at a time.
Alrighty, Kat. What are we talking about this week?
What are we talking about this week? We are talking about gardening. I love gardening. Well, the reason why I wanted to talk about gardening because I just celebrated Imbolc like a couple of weeks ago. So for anyone who wants to know about Imbolc, one of the main pagan festivals that they celebrated, it basically marks the near end of winter and the beginning of spring. But if you want to know more about it, you can go check our blogs. You've got some explanation there how to celebrate it in and out of closet too. So, and if you want to talk about it, like as a message. So that's why I wanted to talk about gardening today. Yay! So in this podcast, I wanted to ask Dee a little question.
Okay.
Do you like gardening?
Do I like? I like the idea of gardening. I like the end result.
Do you know anyone who gardens?
My mother, my mum, my nana loves her garden.
Mm-hmm.
She does like roses and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
I know a few people.
Do you want to know something?
Mm.
Gardening wasn't my thing before.
No.
Do you want to know why? I do. I got really traumatized when I was little, but I think I just started gardening again after maybe just before COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah. So a long time ago, my mini-me, well, I haven't really grown that much, so I'm still a mini-me, just age difference. So me and my mum we were gardening, and we were just enjoying our time, basically trimming, like cutting off she's got bromeliads. She loves her bromeliads, so we were just cutting it, and I was helping her
wait.
remove the babies.
So what are bromeliads?
It's a type of flower. It's a type of plant, basically, and she loves it. So while I was helping her trimming and cutting off some of her bromeliads, I suddenly heard a crunchy noise. So it didn't bother me. But when I lifted the leaf, I saw like a little cute, we call it the banana frog.
Banana frog.
Yeah, it's a banana frog is like a cute little light dark brown with little silverish white patterns at the back. It's quite little, and so
Oh.
it's kind of slimy-ish, but it's just really cute, and it's got big black eyes, and they normally live in the tropical areas, basically.
Yeah.
And so, when I lift the leaves, the bo- banana frog's body was there, but its head is gone. So so I checked my other hand where I was holding the other part of the plant. And you know that slow motion of its head falling off the plant?
Hmm.
That
Oh god,
that
that
so
poor frog.
that, that night, um I heard frogs croaking nonstop. So in the Philippines, when there's a frog, kind of like a where you can actually hear them croaking, and this night was specifically louder than I have anticipated. And my mum and my sister was so nice to tease me that apparently the frog's family is gonna come and take the revenge and behead me. So never wanted to do gardening after that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
And that's how I started my playing games, because I just wanted to stay inside the house.
Just in case the frogs came for you.
Exactly.
So how did you get back into gardening?
Oh, what was the event? I actually do not know. I think we were. I was just experimenting. My mum loves succulents,
Hmm.
so I've watched her, and I said, surely there'll be no frogs here in New Zealand that I can behead. So, so now I am back to gardening. So I started helping her doing propagation and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
um, I enjoyed it, and then I started buying seeds, and then actually growing them from seeds, and that's it. That's basically how I started back up, and that wasn't maybe about 6 years ago. So
Oh
yeah, I've been
wow.
traumatized for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I do not blame you. I mean, for me, um I have this, it's not a fear of bugs, but it's more of them touching me. I can look at them. That's fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as they touch me, then get the heebie-jeebies, and that's what I get. That's
Oh,
yep. I don't. Yeah,
yeah. I think the sliminess as well.
the sliminess.
Yeah, I yeah, like I don't like snails and slugs and worms. I have to wear gloves to be able to remove them from the garden. I swear I have this thing that I do every night as I go out at night time,
Mm.
where I have a bucket of water, and I have a spoon with me, and I will scoop the snails and the slugs and the lettuce. I'm not touching them, and just put it in the water, and then the next day I'll toss it in the on the ground, and the birds like it. And the birds love it. You'll see the birds all like swarming down, like they have breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's buffet for them, to be honest. But yeah, no, the birds are really nice sometimes, unless they poop in my garden.
Okay,
But it helps
so
me.
what advice do you have for somebody who is just starting out or who wants to garden?
There are a lot of things to consider. There are actually websites and YouTube channels and that you can go. But in my experience, this is like the cat gardening 101, right? Because this is just based on my experience. So an example is, what type of plants do you want to grow? Do you want veggies? Do you want flowers, succulents, maybe even trees? And if you want to do veggies and herbs, don't just plant anything. Just think of, what do you like to eat, or what veggies do you like to eat? Um, uh, Example is, you don't want to grow beans if you don't like beans or if you're allergic to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta have to make a list of what you want to do.
What would be the best starter plant for someone? Say you want to start a vegetable garden. What would you say to start off with?
I would start spinach because I like spinach, lettuce, radish. They are good for both cold and hot.
Hmm.
Um, what else? Radish. Radish is very easy. I have never thought radish is hard. I just basically plant it and it grows on its own. And you can eat the seed. Oh, sorry, not the seed. You can definitely. Oh, actually, even the seed. You can eat the bulb. You can eat the stem, the leaves, and then the when it starts flowering, you can eat everything that's in it. You can eat anything.
Oh wow.
Rockets as well as another one. Yeah. Also, you gotta have to think of how much time do you want to spend in the garden.
Say you want to garden, but you're restricted on how much time you can spend out there.
I remember gardening and I wanted 2 hours a week. Yeah. You can start with a small little garden. You can also consider pots because sometimes people live in apartments and little own house and you're renting and you don't really want to plant on their, in their soil. So you need to consider if you want to do it on pots. And there are plants and herbs that grows in pots and it's very easy to maintain as well. So or you also need to consider the positioning of the sun. I mean, how much sun can you get where you're gonna put them? Uh, what else? I do I do also advise if you don't have any windows. I used to use hydroponic, where um yeah, hydroponics, especially for lettuce. Lettuce is easy to do hydroponics. You just put it in a little styrofoam. Um, Even those spring onions, you know how you've cut it, buy it in the supermarket, then you cut it, you use it, then you leave a little bit space, and then the roots, and then you put it in water, and it'll start growing.
And then you got infinite spring onions.
Yay!
All the spring onions.
All the spring. I mean, I like spring onions. I'll use it in anything.
Yeah.
Herbs is one of the easiest ones because you can just leave it on the side
Yeah.
inside the house, or you know, if you really want to think about gardening, you need to think about cost. Like for example, if you want to grow it in soil, you need fertilizers like compost and other compounds that will help the plants grow. If you're doing hydroponics, then you need to consider the cost. But then again, like I said, I just use styrofoams, so you don't even even those cups, like coffee cups, you can just use them. You don't have to spend that much. When you're really happy and you wanted to grow further, then you can start thinking about how much you're going to use or how much you're going to spend. The other thing is, would you want to grow from seeds or seedlings? If you're a beginner, I started with seeds. Now, that was not advisable because I did not know anything. So when you open a packet, I just kind of put it all everywhere. And then they started growing. They started growing. And I was like, I don't know what to do now because they're packed in.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to do. So spacing as well. That's why I think it's good to have cups or even those drinking cups, those red cups. You can use those.
Oh, like the bear cup.
Yeah. The beer cups. Climate as well. If you're like, for example, you're northern, hot, cold, then you have to consider what plants will grow.
I think that means that you're going to be writing a blog with a bunch of tips and tricks on how to start your garden.
Yeah, yay! I will definitely. Honestly, gardening for me is probably the most calming since
Mm.
because I work in IT. So I'm always in the computer all the time and it's just nice to go out, especially when you're in front of the monitor all day, all night. You just want to get out there and just smell the fresh air.
Yeah.
Um, you don't. Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to spend money on it. You can make your own compost from what you buy in the supermarket. You can always recycle cans. I used, would you believe, I used the cardboard from the toilet paper rolls and used paper to actually use it for seed pods.
Oh wow.
There's so many things that you can use around the house that you don't have to spend money on. And then I also started this is really weird, but this is going further down the rabbit's hole as I started studying about edible weeds. Whatever you grow around you, you start eating it. Anything. Like for example the oxalis, the yellow flower ones. I'll show you a photo. Um Puha, you know puha, right? Is it puha? Puha?
Um, I don't know.
I think you put it on boil ups, to be honest. I think. And rabbits love them. Uh Dandelions. Yeah, dandelions, you can eat them. There are a lot of weeds out there that you can eat that I'm like, oh, really? You can eat them? Like the purple nettles. They smell really pungent. They're really strong, earthy smell, but you can eat them. Um, yeah, and I put them in my salad. So anything, just make sure you know what you're eating and
With
just
you
make a
saying,
research. Just
sorry, just with you saying the dandelion thing and salads. Have you seen Ice Age?
yes,
Yes, you know how Sid's the
yes.
sloth at the beginning, and the rhinos were like, "It's the last dandelion of the season." Thank you, Carl.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
This is so funny. You're making me laugh. Sorry. Because I love Sid so much.
Sid the
So,
sloth.
it is the most lisp I've ever. I love Sid so much. Just thinking about him just makes me go. I just ate my asparagus. I don't know why. I should be cooking it before eating it.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
definitely. Definitely lots of trial and error in gardening, including eating your asparagus
Yes.
uncooked.
Washed? Was it washed at the very least?
Oh god, no.
All right, if there's not an episode next week, we all know why.
Yeah, make sure to check our blog, Spotify, and YouTube for more information on gardening.
We're out.
Bye.